Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Monday, the 30th of October 2023. Before we get into the latest update on the manager shenanigans, we're going to talk about some more post match comments from caretaker manager Adam Barrett, published by southwarknews.co.uk. Adam Barrett explains interesting tactical decision over Brooke Norton-Cuffy in Millwall's draw with Watford. The Arsenal loanee played in a slightly different position to what fans have been used to. Adam Barrett has explained why he deployed Brooke Norton-Cuffy higher up the pitch against Watford. Millwall drew 2-2 at Vicarage Road on Saturday as they went with a back four away from home for the first time since their 3-1 loss at Norwich in August. The tactical shift saw Danny McNamara come in at right back while Norton-Cuffy, who is often played as a right wing back in a back three formation, played in a more advanced right midfield position. The Arsenal loanee had his hands full in the first half with winger Ken Sema and the underlapping fullback Jamal Lewis pushing him and McNamara back. But in the second half, Norton-Cuffy found more space going forward and pulled off a dazzling run into the box which presented an opportunity for Ryan Longman. Reflecting on his tactical switch, caretaker manager Barrett said, Brooke's been excellent for us. Since he come through the door, Danny Mac's been chomping at the bit, really hungry to come back in. And I think defensively, Danny's very strong and Brooke's been really good at attacking. It was just to push Brooke further forward. He's played there before. He's very comfortable. I thought we came into it more in the second half when he had the opportunity to get at them and run at them. And he's a threat when he does that. And I'm hoping with the more work we do, they will improve in that area as well. And that is it. Also from post-match comments from Adam Barrett, also from the Southwark News. Adam Barrett delighted with Wes Harding as defender matches his Rotherham goal tally for Millwall already. Harding's header against Watford means he now has 2 in 2 for Millwall. Hey, he's on track to be our top scorer this season. Adam Barrett said he was delighted to see Wes Harding score for Millwall again as the defender became the Lions' goal hero for a second game running. It appeared the 27-year-old might have snatched victory against Watford on Saturday when he headed home in the 85th minute, but the Hornets fought back in stoppage time to draw 2-2, but only after Cooper hit the crossbar minutes after his goal. The centre-back also scored last week against Blackburn Rovers. Few would have expected Harding to have such a potent weapon in the box, especially given he's only scored 2 goals in 140 games for his former club, Rotherham United. Speaking after the game, caretaker boss Barrett said, I'm delighted for Wes. He's a top professional. He works really hard. He's come into the group and is a bit of a leader, and it's nice to see a ball in there. Someone with some attacking intent to head it in there. He's also defended really well for us since he's come into the building. So hopefully there's more to come from him. He's a good character. He's really stepped up. And the lads have taken to him. We've got a really good group of players in there. There's a good bond in there. They stick together. They just need to be a little bit braver. Okay. So there you go. And I think that kind of ends the post-match comments from the manager. We've still got this from post-match. The Alex Grace's takeaways from Mill's 2-2 draw at Watford. Written by Edmund Brack. So whose art is it? Alex Grace's or Edmund Brack's? I don't know. Maybe Alex wrote it and Edmund, he forgot his login and Edmund have to log in and put it up. I don't know. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press's online website. Millwall is still waiting for the first win under the caretaker stewardship of Adam Barrett after they were denied all 3 points at Watford by a stoppage time equaliser from the hosts. Watford had gone in front after the mix-up between the Lions captain Jake Cooper and goalkeeper Bartosz Białkowski. However, Zion Fleming's 4th goal of the season brought the Lions level before the break. Wes Harding thought he had sealed victory for Millwall in the 85th minute when he headed home George Saville's corner, but in the first minute of stoppage time the Lions were denied as the Hornets hit back for a share of the spoils. Here at heart, Alex Grace's 4 takeaways from the topsy-turvy game in Hertfordshire. More loose defending cost Millwall dears. Keeper debate reopens. Millwall have been very sloppy at the back this season, but in the last 4 games, the goals that they have conceded have been extremely poor. It's 7 goals conceded in that time, all of which have been avoidable. It's down to being too passive and not switched on at key times. You can't pinpoint it on one player because all the Mill's back 4 or 5 have made errors in these recent games. At Watford on Saturday, it was a similar story. Jake Cooper would have been disappointed with how he dealt with the first Hornets goal. Granted, Biakowski should have done better with Ido Kiembe's shot, but the line skipper should have shielded the ball and allowed the Polish stopper to smother the ball rather than trying to play his way out and concede an awful goal. I doubt Cooper will want to see the second goal back either, as he's guilty of letting Mileta Ratkovic break free and header home to give Watford a point. Another debate is that of the goalkeeping situation. Biakowski has been guilty of mistakes. His match sharpness is clearly not on the level it needs to be. Joe Rankin Costello's effort slid under him against Blackburn, and he should have done better with Kiembe's initial effort. Could it be time to bring in Connell Truman? Oh, well, I don't know about that. He played for the under-21s today and they lost 2-1, so hold your horses there, boys. Hold your horses. Away unbeaten run reaches 5. Usually, Mill struggle away from home. It is no secret over the years they've struggled to pick up too many points on their travels, which has left them just short of the total they needed, replacing the top 6. However, the tide may be turning. It's now 5 games unbeaten on the road for the Lions. 4 of them have been draws, but it shows that they have the grit and determination not to lose. You need that in the Championship, as every single point is vital. It could be the difference between getting in the top 6 or not. Mill's form on the road has been so far a saving grace. Just 1 defeat away from the den this season. The 3-1 defeat in Norwich, where the Lions were very abject. Home form has been a concern, with 4 defeats in 7, so picking up points on the road has been important. It's also worth noting that some of those away trips have not been easy. Middlesbrough and Norwich are 2 teams you would expect to be in the playoff mix come May, alongside Plymouth, who had one of the best home records in the AFL over the last calendar year. A return of the Georges. Millwall fans have had to wait until late October to see George Honeyman this season. The midfielder picked up an injury in the pre-season game at Gillingham back in July, and he made his first appearance of the season against Blackburn in a cameo last Tuesday night. He made his first start of the season at Watford and showed Millwall what they have been missing over the last couple of months. He is a tireless player. He gives everything for the cause, and what he may lack in ability, he makes up for in the way he plays and the effort and determination he shows for his teammates, putting his body on the line to block or shoot or pass. It's also good to see George Saville back in the fold. Saville came in for Alan Campbell, who was sidelined through illness. Saville and Honeyman are similar in their attitude and effort. You could see on Saturday what Saville can give the team where Campbell can't. The Northern Ireland international can break up attacks effectively. He is someone who lives and breathes Millwall Football Club. A new position for Norton Cuffy. Adam Barrett sparked a surprise when the team news was released on Saturday. When I tweeted the team out on Saturday afternoon, I had a number of people asking, how can we be playing 4-2-3-1 with 5 defenders on the pitch? Well, I can tell you the answer. Playing Brooke Norton Cuffy on the right wing. It was certainly a bold move by Barrett, considering he had the option of Ryan Longman on the bench, but he gave the youngster the chance, and he took that chance. It took him a while to get used to the position, and Watford pressed the Lions high in the first half, so settling into it initially was hard. However, in the second half, he got the chance to run at Watford defence and had success, an option to be considered going forward. The injury situation does not ease. So there you go. Now, moving on to this. Mill's Poppy range is on sale now. We have a hoodie with a big poppy and then the Mill logo next to it, and we have, I believe, a t-shirt with the same. I don't really know. I can't show you it because it's not online. It's only in the club shop. So Mill's Poppy range is on sale now, with a portion of the proceeds going to the Royal British Legion. Show your support by purchasing items such as t-shirts, hoodies, beanie hats and scarves in store. To shop the range, visit the Lions store, which when it's open between 10 and 5 p.m. on Monday to Saturday. It's closed on Sundays. The Lions annual remembrance fixture will take place this Saturday the 4th of November, as Southampton visit the Den. So there you go. So we can't see the scarf there, I don't think, but there is a scarf and there is a hat that we can see here. It's got a poppy on next to the Mill badge. Obviously not available online because they want to sell it before Saturday, and there's no point getting the Fnatic company to start sending it out to people, because they'll probably send it to the wrong people, or you'll have to wait about 3 months for it. So there you go. So it seems they have that hat, that hoodie, this t-shirt here, which you probably can't. There, can you see it? Not really. It's basically the same as a hoodie, but it's just, and I think I assume it's only in navy. I don't think they have any other colours. And a scarf, which I would assume looks like the hat. So it'll be blue and white stripes with a poppy on one end and the Mill badge on another, I'm guessing. So there you go. Only at the Den. Exclusive merch. Now the under-21s played today. No match report because I'm guessing because they're all pretty gutted because they lost. I don't know if they remember what that feels like. They probably don't because I think they're like 16 games unbeaten. But yeah, the first defeat in quite some time to a Bournemouth team who have joined this league after being in the Premier version of it last season. So probably not that bad of a deal, to be honest. They went up against the best defence in the league. Bournemouth now jump above Millwall. They're second, Millwall third. Millwall played 5, drawn 3, lost 1 that one game. But you can see Bournemouth have only scored 12 goals, but they've only conceded 9. So they've literally the best defence in the league, conceding an average of a goal a game, and they're on a run of four wins in a row. So tough game. Lost at home, so that's gone as well. But we go again. On Friday. This Friday, a short turnaround, and they got Colchester away. So you can see they're Colchester in 9th, and they only have to finish in the top 2 to go through to the finals at the end of the season again. So yeah, we go. And not only that, but in today's game, Connell Truman was in goal. Obviously, this was at the training ground. I don't know what went on there. There was some kind of defensive mix-up. I don't know if that was a back pass to the goalkeeper. I don't know who's to blame for that, but that was one of Bournemouth's goals. Millwall's goal, well, we scored first. Abdul Malik coming, nicking the ball off of them, and then squaring it to SA to score. I'm assuming that's because they do that dopey shit where they pass it from the goalkeeper. They do that short passing from the goalkeeper to the fullback, and hopefully they got made to look stupid for doing that, but obviously they ended up winning the game. So there you go. And still a long way to go, so don't panic. And you got to remember that a lot of Millwall's best players are out on loan or involved in the first team. So, and obviously their manager being involved in the first team as well. That's had any effect on them or what? Now, some confusion about the next game. This website, Millwall's website, has the game kicking off on Friday at 7 PM, and that's because it's supposed to be at Malden and Tiptree FC. Now, Colchester's website has the game kicking off at 2 PM at Colchester's training grounds. So, if Colchester's moved the game, hasn't told Millwall or told anyone else, I don't know what's going on. If you can go to that game, I'll let you know the day before on the Thursday, so come back and watch Thursday's video. But the under-21s losing for the first time in a long time. But don't panic. So they've got the game on Friday, and then they've got a bit of a gap of what's that? 14 days. They've got a 2-week gap before they play Swansea at home, and Swansea are in 4th, so got 5 points behind Millwall with game in hand. So that might be an important game, but we'll see. Now, manager. The manager merry-go-round. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get a bit. What was it? I don't know. What is the word? What word would you use? I'm starting to get a bit disillusioned. Oh, no, probably not disillusioned. Disconnected, disassociated. because there is just day by day by day, you get these stories get put out that are just kind of they're written like it could be true, but you know in your hearts it's complete bullshit that someone's just made up. You look at I don't know about you. I'm looking at the odds every day, and they're changing, and they're going a bit. They're all over the shop. Michael Beale touched odds on with Sky Bet. He's back out now. I'll show you in a minute. But it's just like I it's just it's intangible. You can't grab it. It's not real. Like you want something real that you can grab onto and you can hope for and you can move forward with, and which can only happen when they appoint the manager and say, okay, this is the manager now. But until then, it's literally like in flux. It's like ephemerals just floating in the air. Like there's nothing for you to grab onto. The betting odds is fucking all over the shop. People are just coming up with random shit on the legitimate news sites. People are tweeting certain things that contradict the stuff that the news guys put out. So who knows? Who knows? But hey, I'm going to tell you about it anyways. So yeah, here we go. So this has got put out by the Standard. Apparently, did they change their name? I missed that. The Evening Standard. So yeah, this got put up in the morning. Millwall to interview Kevin Muscat again as new manager search steps up. So Michael Beale and John Eustace are among the other candidates being considered after Gary Rowell's exit. And this is by Dan Kilpatrick, who I think he writes a lot about Spurs for the Standard. Millwall are expected to interview their former player Kevin Muscat for the second time this week as his Championship club steps up the search for a new manager. Like I said in the video the other day, because his contract runs out very shortly, does that mean we don't have to get permission by the club to talk to him? I assume so. I'm guessing. Muscat spent 2 seasons at the Den from 2003 to 2005. And is currently in charge of Japanese club Yokohama F. Marinos. Yamate Kudasai. The Australian is among the candidates set to be interviewed in the coming days, with the club taking their time over naming a successor to Gary Rowett, and caretaker boss Adam Barrett expected to remain in charge for Saturday's home game against Southampton. So what have we found out there? So we found out there's going to be another round of interviews, and Muscat's going to be interviewed for the second time. So he did get an interview the first time. We then know that it's not going to be a point, even though there's a second interview round this week, that they won't be appointed for the game against Southampton, because Adam Barrett's going to be in charge for that game. Okay, if we believe this, as well as Muscat, ex-QPR manager Michael Beale, who was sacked by Rangers this month, and John Eustace. That's Eustace, not useless. Recently dismissed by Birmingham to make way for Wayne Rooney. How's that working out? I thought to be among the names in consideration, while Barrett has also thrown his hat into the ring for the permanent job. Millwall chairman James Burleson, whose late father John appointed Rowett, will travel over from Boston for the final round of interviews. Rowett was mutually departed on October the 18th after 4 years at the helm, with Barrett since leading the Lions to draws with Preston and Watford and a home defeat by Blackburn Rovers. So there you go. Do we believe this? So we then get Richard Corley of the South London Press tweeting out this. I think he's responding to people. I'm just making the point that not every applicant for a job goes through the same amount of stages, not in relation to Kevin Muscat, but there will be managers or coaches that might have been spoken to gauge whether it's something that proceeds. And then there are more interviews this week, so anyone saying that someone has got the job already is wrong. In terms of Muscat, I'm not convinced it is at the second interview stage. So Richard Corley's saying, but he's not denying it. He's just saying, I'm not convinced. Who didn't convince you? Like, he's not saying no, he's saying, oh, I'm not convinced. Well, obviously, Kevin Muscat's in Japan, this is all on Zoom. Unless you're hacking into the mainframe and hijacking a Zoom call, well, how would you know? I don't know. But, okay. So, Kevin Muscat is the only one of them in the job at the moment. That might be a problem. Why is that? Well, I'm going to tell you. There's been a little bit of people talking about it. I'm going to show you. So he's at Yokohama F Marinos. Okay. These are the games that they have left in their season. IACL, that is Asian Champions League. JJL is Japanese J League. Saga, comprende? So they have 3 league games left. And they have 3 Asian Champions League group games left. Group games. The J League looks like this at the moment. There's 3 games left. They're 2 points behind. They don't play that team in first, so they can't overtake them. They're relying on this team above them to slip up. So what? Simple. They need to win 3 games. If they win their 3 games, they get 69. If Kobe lose 1 but win 2, they'll end up on 68. So then they'll jump above them. They need to do that on points because they are 5 goals behind on goal difference, despite being the highest scorers in the J League so far this season with 60 goals scored. But they have conceded 37, so that's a goal difference of plus 23, which is still the second highest goal difference in the league. This is an attacking manager, as you can see. You can see their games live on YouTube if you want, and the games are still up. The full game, they literally broadcast the games for free on YouTube. And if you go to the game that was last weekend, I think they were literally something like 2-0 up after 60 minutes, and you know what they done? They kept fucking going, and they ended up winning 4-1. Because why would you sit back? They need the goals for the goal difference. It's literally that tight. I've been hearing people say oh, they're top of the league. They're not top of the league, they're second. And they need the team above them to slip up, and they need to basically be perfect to go in. So, if we go back to this and check out the dates. If you look at the dates, so the last J League game, the final day of the J League Japan League, sayonara. The last day is the 3rd of December 2023. So the 3rd of December. So you would think after that, 4th, 5th of December, he can come over to England and join Millwall if that's the plan. But hang on, they've still got this Champions League game. Now, let's have a look at that. Champions League game. They're in Group G. Shandong Taishan, Incheon United, Kaya Ayoyo. So they're playing a Chinese team, a good Korean team from good Korea, not bad Korea, and a Filipino team who seem to be absolutely terrible. They're in 3rd place at the moment, although they're on 6 points. So the team that wins it goes through, and the team that's second, they're in the league table, and the best of the best go through. It could be that by the time they get to that last game, which I think was that against the Chinese team? Which one? This one. That's against the Chinese team. So the Chinese team, so they might be qualified. They might have to play that Chinese team to qualify or to get the first position. So the last game that he's currently scheduled for is the 13th of December, right? Now, after that, they go through to so if they do qualify, they go through the knockout stage. Now the league is split into East and West. In the Western half, you have all of the Saudi teams. So you've got Mitrovic, you've got Ronaldo, you've got all of that stuff, right? So if they do get into the knockout stages, they would have to play all those Saudi teams. There was a thing here somewhere that showed the knockout stages are here. So if they get through that, the next game for them will be on the 12th of February. So they won't have another game for 2 months. So there's enough time for them to get another manager in who can manage them in that, if they do get through, where they go to probably play a Saudi team and lose. But hey ho. So it could be, if we appoint him, we might have to wait until the 4th of December. We might have to wait until the 14th of December. What does that mean for us? What does that mean? Well, what that means, if I bring up the situation here, so the 4th of December or the 14th of December, that means we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games if they let him go early, 7 games if they don't, and there's a game shortly after, so I doubt he'll have much influence in that. But that's 7 games. Some tough games as well. Leicester, Sunderland, Ipswich. That's 21 points. 7 games, 21 points. That's a big chunk of points. But it's not beyond the realms of possibility. He could come in after that, shake things up and get things humming. And you've got Huddersfield, you've got Stoke, you've got Stoke away, QPR at home, Norwich at home, Bristol City, and then we've got Middlesbrough then, QPR again. So there are things going on. If he does have to come in later, he's dodged the Sunderland game, he's dodged the Ipswich game, he's dodged the Southampton game, he's dodged the Leicester game, who give them the title now. I think it's theirs to win, isn't it? So if he does come in after that, I mean, if he's half decent, he should be getting results against the teams that we got left. But would you suffer Adam Barrett for 7 games or 5 games to wait for Kevin Muscat to come in? Would you? I would. Would the people running the club? I don't know. But there you go. We also have a cup game, obviously, in the start of January. Hopefully, we can start putting some shifts in that as well. Might get a decent cup run and get some money, and then hey ho, that'll be nice, wouldn't it? Put some money in the coffers by actually trying to win a cup game. But yeah, that's the situation there. It's 3 J League games left. There's 3 Asian Champions League group games left. So if he does come, it'll be mid-December. So, but with the interview process going on, you would think that if they do choose him, if he stays, or even if he comes straight away, they'll have to announce it. They can't just say, "Oh, we're not looking for a manager anymore. We've appointed a manager, but we're not going to tell you who it is. But we have to wait until December for them to come." Well, obviously, that's Kevin Muscat. So, out of respect for the club, like, they're going to have to announce, like, we've appointed Kevin Muscat. He's going to join the club as manager on this date in the future. We wish him well at Yokohama Mariners. We hope he comes to us, having won the J League and helping them qualify for the next stages of the Champions League, and he can replicate this success at Millwall. So that's the situation as it goes. Now, moving on to this. As again, it's shifting sand. Like I said, it's all over the place now. Michael Beale's come out, Kevin Muscat's come in. So you now have Beale and Muscat basically the same price, except for with Sky Bet. Muscat is 1.5 to 1, 3 to 2 with Sky Bet. John Eustace coming in as well to join Nathan Jones, who's gone out. Nathan Jones was 3rd, and now, but worryingly for me, I don't know about you, Steve Bruce. Yes, Steve Bruce. Can you believe it? Now, we did I did tell you in a video the other day that Steve Morrison said there are some names that you may be surprised about. Well, I think that's one that we would be surprised about. Steve Bruce. What's he said to get to through to the next stage? And here's the thing: I'm looking around, seeing why, why is this shortened so much? Because if you didn't know, yesterday, obviously you can go back and see because I recorded it and I put it on the screen. Steve Bruce with Sky Bet was 20 to 1. 20 to 1. He's halved his odds. Now 10 to 1. With Bet Victor and with Parry Match, he was 33 to 1, and they've got him at 8 to 1. And there's no clickbait story. I don't know what the hell this is about. Someone's put a bet on him. A few people put a bet on him. He's told people he's getting a second interview. But his name wasn't even in the frame before, so did he throw his name in later on? After they had already spoken to other people and how he's come in? Because what was it that Richard Corley said here? He said, not in relation to KM, but there will be managers, coaches that might have been spoken to gauge whether it's something that proceeds. So not an interview, but maybe they spoke to him and said, "You interested?" So maybe he didn't apply, but they reached out to him, say, "Is this something you might be interested in?" And it didn't happen. So, but yeah, this is, I don't know about you, 33 to 1 to 8 to 1. Off of nothing. There's no stories, there's no tweets, there's nothing about Steve Bruce and Millwall. So what do they know that we don't know? Probably nothing. Probably just someone having £5 on it, I don't know. But so here's Steve Bruce's managerial record, and it looks like a case of diminishing returns. He seems to get in at a club, do well, and then shit the bed. I think he can't buy players with toffee. He can't build a squad. So he'll come in where you've got good players and do well, and then once those players move on, or he needs to buy his own players, it all turns to shit. The most amount of games he's had in his career was Birmingham, 269, and that's a 37.2 win rate. Won 100, lost 100, drew 69. Then at Hull City, 201. That's a 40.8% win rate. Aston Villa, most of that was in the Championship, I believe. The fans turned him, so he got them to the playoff final. They lost 1-0 to Fulham. The fans turned on him the year after. I think they had an entitled right that they deserved to go up. And you can see, what was that, 3 months, 4 months into the season. He seems to get sacked in October and November a lot. October 2000, November 2001, November 2007, November Sunderland. So if we appoint him, you look out for next year at October and November, because he might be off again. But yeah, it looks like he's now at Newcastle, though, to be fair to him, at Newcastle, apparently, according to this Wikipedia page, I don't know how true that is, his parents died, both of them died while he was in the same year, 2019, I think. So that can't have been easy. He had a win rate of 28.9. That was in the Premier League, I think. And then recently at West Brom, he took over from that Ishmael guy when they were in 6th in the league in February. When he left in October, they were 22nd. And he had a win rate of 25. So he took charge of 32 games, only 8 wins, 12 draws, and 12 defeats. So, I mean, what are we getting? Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? Which one, if we appoint him, which one will turn up? Now, I can see why the people at the club might be interested in him, because if you go down and look at the honours that he's got, so he finished 2nd in this league with Birmingham, but that was in 2006. That was a long time ago. That's nearly 20 years ago. He won the playoffs with him until 2002. That was even longer. Got Hull to the FA Cup final, which they lost. Finished 2nd with Hull in this league That was more recently, 10 years ago in 2012, and won the playoffs in 2016. And he's like I said, he's had other clubs in the playoffs as well. Got Aston Villa in the playoffs. It's all up here. It's pretty well written, well, long-winded piece about his managerial career. I don't know how true it is, but yeah. So, Steve Bruce, anyone? Not for me, Beaky. Not for me. But no, depends which one turns up. Which Steve Bruce do we get? The good one or the shit one? We don't exactly have the perfect championship team. He's going to be after man motivate. He doesn't like. It's not like other clubs. He's gone in. He's had the players, and then when the club have sold the players or he's tried to buy players to add to it, it's just gone to shit. So we'll see. But fucking hell, can you Adam and Eve it? Can you Adam and Barrett it? 20-1 to 10-1, 33-1 to 8-1. But like I said, I mean, this is just, there's no reality here. It's fake. It's numbers on a screen. There's nothing real. I don't know what's real and what's not. It's all rumours and innuendo and nonsense, and there's nothing true anywhere. We live in a post-truth world. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I have to wait and see. We have to wait and see until they appoint the manager. And when will that be? So, yeah, there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.